Good morning. This is a review of why some people need to get a miter saw. I needed a miter saw because there were some things that I wanted to do that my table saw just wasn't able to do very well for me. This is not that incredible a table saw, but it does work rather well, and I've had it for 18 years, and that's a lot of use. And so the benefits that a miter saw gives you is it allows you to make angle cuts by adjusting and turning to get the angles that you want to get, and then you can go back to square and then lock it down. In addition, it has a handle on the back, if I can remember where it is, so that you can angle it as well. Now this isn't plugged in, so this isn't going to do anything. The plug that I use in the garage is the plug hanging there, so you can clearly see this isn't plugged into anything. So anyway, so this gives you a nice even cuts. It also allows you to make square cuts as well, because you've got this nice edge here. And if you want to, there's usually enough material in the backside so that you can actually drill holes in these, and then you can flush pieces of wood up so you can get an even taller height of it for better cuts. So, and when you come down, this does have the blade guard on it. And so far the blade guard hasn't been an issue to me because it's actually a nice design how it pivots down. And I also do like that it does have a dust point on the back, so you can plug it into your vacuum. And I've got a one of those big cyclone dust collectors that I made as well. So yeah, this is just absolutely a great design and great tool to use. I really enjoyed the idea that I can just make quick, fast rip cuts, and it's much safer than using the table saw, provided you follow some basic rules. I don't abide by this as much, having your hands outside of this zone here. I actually often make cuts this way, and I always have to remember to tuck my thumb when I do this, but it allows me to make a nice even cut here. And then this little piece that comes out here also makes it a little bit easier to find whereabouts where the blade is actually at. I actually found it to be very useful when I took this over to 7 degrees. Is that 7 degrees? Yeah, 7 degrees. And then when you go to cut a piece of wood, it tells you more or less, actually, let's do it from this side here. It tells you approximately where the edge of the blade is probably going to end thereabouts. So this is actually rather helpful in that regard. But yeah, I really like the design of it. It's got a lock here for when you want to change out the blade. And it's not the biggest size, a 10-inch would have been preferred, but, this does the job fairly well, and it's not a tool that I use all that often. I will be replacing the blade with a Diablo at some point, because I want a much thinner blade and better cutting ability. This isn't a terrible blade for cutting, but, there's always better. And I'm very happy with this, the Ryobi one. They had a cordless one. I just can't put my head around getting a cordless saw of that kind. Cordless jigsaw, cordless other types of saws maybe. But all my heavy tools are all corded because I need, that kind of a cording power. And yeah, so this is a good buy. Getting a miter saw, whether it's a Ryobi or another brand, I recommend getting one of these.